Yo, what is good, everybody? It's your boy Tej, and today I'm gonna be showing y'all how to make some hard-hitting beats like WHEEZY. It's gonna be similar to some of the work that he's done on Slime Language 2, and maybe some other songs like Yes Indeed, Hot, and other stuff maybe like on So Much Fun. The melodies I'm gonna be using are going to be sort of like ethnic instrument WHEEZY type of vibe. I'm gonna be breaking down everything from scratch, so I'll be showing y'all everything from the melody through the drums. And as always, I'll have the full beat played at the end of the video, so be sure to stick around for that. And with all that being said, let's hop right into it. Alright, so starting off with our melodies. All the melody sounds I used were from X-Band. The first thing that I opened was this Harpota preset that I got from the ethnic section. And then using that preset, I penciled out this melody in E minor. Okay, so it's a pretty simple melody. It's not anything like too complex or too crazy. It's pretty much the same pattern for the first 4 bars, except I moved this E up to F sharp. I think the feature that gives it the most character is probably the fact that I went in and I shifted the velocities by hand. So usually how I do this is I'll have like 1 or 2 measures of it already penciled out. I'll have them highlighted all like this, and then I'll just take my cursor and just kind of randomize the velocities. And so for this preset, the higher frequency notes have a different timbre than the lower frequency notes. In order to make the melody sound a little smoother, I made some of these higher notes much lower in velocity than the lower ones. And so I threw that into a mixer using Control L. So I put on this EQ right here to cut out some of the mids and the highs. And then I put another EQ on. Then I put on some RC20, and I put on about 8% of wobble, some distortion just to make it a little louder. And then I turned on the space up to here, and the decay is about 40 or so percent. Now for our second melody, I got this ocarina preset from the same ethnic section, and I just penciled in this pretty basic flute pattern. Alright, so that one's a lot more subtle than the first one. So I put this into mixer 3, and all I did is I just put a reverb on it. I turned the dry down and the wet up to about the same level as the dry, maybe a little more. And I think I left pretty much everything else the same. And that's just to make it 1, quieter, and 2, just to give it a little extra room. Alright, and so for our last melody sound, I got this Sad Vermont strings preset from the string section. I put in these pretty basic octave bass notes, and so the top ones right here are at a lower velocity and the lower ones are at a higher. This kind of acts like a bass, but also adds a little more layering and a little more depth to our melody. And I put that into the mixer, and all I did was just gain stage it and put it in monos, so it sounds a little more thick. And I went and I clicked these 3 dots right here, hit Alt R, and it renders them out into audio clips. So now we have all 3 of the audio clips rendered out, and I put them all back into the mixer into separate channels. And I just put an EQ on our bass string sound. That way, if I do play it with the 808, it doesn't really interfere with it and make it sound weaker. The EQ is just a low cut around 200 Hertz. So all I did is I just put an automation clip on it. So just right click here, create automation clip. And I just made a couple automation clips. And so how you make them different is we go right here. I'll duplicate this one over right here. So shift click and drag it. And then click in this upper right corner right here and click make unique. And once you do that, it makes a new automation clip independent from the last one, so we can put this all the way down and it won't affect all the other ones. And then last thing before the drums is all the audio clips are pitched up 100 cents or 1/2 step. So our new key is F minor. So first thing for the drums that I added was a clap. After that, I added my hi-hat pattern. And then I added my first of 2 open hat sounds. Then I added my second open hat and I enveloped this one. Then I added this reverse open hat. Then I added my 808. So this 808 sound is kind of like a shorter Zay 808. I just added some boost to it. By the way, this will be in my upcoming drum kit, so make sure to stay tuned for that. The way you get your 808 to kind of hit like WHEEZY's is in the mixer. You want it to be kind of loud and you want it to clip a little bit. That's why the velocities are all maxed out. In the mixer, I just made sure it got to about -3 dB. And so that's perfect. You probably want it to be in the range of like -9 to -3, 9 being kind of on the quieter side because it's not going to clip as much. But a lot of that clipping does come from your sample, and I do gain stage a little bit because if I put it up too high, it clips too much. And so I don't want it to do that, so I gain staged a little bit. Then added this snare pattern. I believe all the rolls are using the 1/2 step setting. Then I added like the Space Cadet type of perk. And then last thing I added was a kick. It doesn't really add a lot of punch to the 808 because the 808's already really loud. I don't know, honestly, I just felt like adding it. I don't think it's really necessary, but I just personally liked how it sounded with it. So that's pretty much all I got. Hope you all enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you liked it. Hit the subscribe button if you want to see more content like this. Check out my Instagram. Link will be in the description. Leave a comment. Let me know what you'd like to see me do next. And that'll be it for me. So I'll see y'all later. Peace.
Yo, Tez, what's up?